The compact luxury crossover descriptor is hardly vivid enough for Land Rover's Range Rover Velar. The SUV is on the large side of that class and looks it, measuring just shy of the midsize Range Rover Sport in every dimension. The Velar's outsize luxuriousness and sleek style further elevate its station above staider and smaller sales chasers such as Audi's Q5 and the BMW X3.Just. Don't call the Velar fat, although it is heavy at 4,676 pounds, it's more big-boned. Literally. Underneath its sleeker, low-roof take on Range Rover's signature rectilinear styling sits the same plus-size architecture that underpins Jaguar's F-Pace. However, Land Rover tunes most of the Jag's athleticism out of the chassis, although we're okay with that, particularly on a luxury-minded SUV. Still, the Velar's ride could be softened just a smidge further to match the handling's relaxed vibe. There are 3 engine choices, none of which stands out as a runaway must-have. Base models use a 247 HP turbocharged inline-4 and carry the P380 moniker, denoting their 250-ish horsepower and P-for-petrol gasoline appetite. We have yet to test a P380, but we've driven one and it doesn't move the Velar with much verve. A 180 HP turbodiesel 4-cylinder that flies under the D180 banner is optional, and it is even more sluggish than the P380. Finally, there is the 380 HP supercharged gasoline V6 tested here, which gets the designation P380. Although the 6 is used in other Jaguar Land Rover products, in the Velar it lacks the sweet exhaust note it exhibits in other JLR applications. And while much of the tire, wind, and suspension noises don't enter the cabin, the V6's unrefined sounds manage to penetrate its firewall. A full-throttle run to highway speeds whips up a great din from the engine, and you'll get the sense that even this range-topping V6 and its attendant 8-speed automatic transmission labor to move the hefty SUV. Indeed, the Velar, at 5.7 seconds to 60 miles per hour, is a significant 0.6 seconds slower than its mechanical twin, the Jaguar F-Pace S. This Range Rover also returned a disappointing 17 mpg overall during our test. We suggest embracing the Velar's relaxed driving demeanor while spending time admiring the stunning interior. Modern and well-appointed, the cabin is assembled from high-quality materials combined and executed in novel ways. Take, for example, the door trim, which is available in typical materials such as wood or aluminum but is incorporated in the recessed part of the door panels alongside the elbow rests. The upper screen primarily handles audio, navigation, and settings functions, while the lower display swaps between climate controls and driving mode settings. It's all stunning to behold, but a dark shadow of confusion draws over the displays when it comes to their boggling configurability. For some reason, one can set the 2 displays and the gauge cluster to show current audio information or a phone menu simultaneously. Alternatively, one can pull up a navigation map on the upper central screen and in one of 4 locations in the gauge cluster, left of a central tachometer, right of that tachometer, centralized between a tachometer and speedometer, or full width across the entire display. Those 4 spaces also can play host to audio, phone, and other menus. With time, owners will likely grow used to the menus or simply set, or have the dealer adjust, them to their liking and never mess with them again. Ditto the multifunction rotary knobs embedded in the lower screen, which depending on what menu the lower screen is set to can conceivably alter each front seat climate zone's temperature, fan speed, seat heat or ventilation levels, and driver's side only choose from among the Velar's 6 driving modes. Jumping from one adjustment to the other requires more button presses than seems necessary. Want to adjust the heated seat while the driving mode menu is active? Tap a shortcut tab at the top of the screen to jump back into the climate menu, then press the rotary dial to switch it to seat heat adjustment. You'll probably want to do this while the car is stopped. Worse than the screen's ergonomic flaws are their occasionally slow and inconsistent responses to touch inputs. This is a criticism we previously leveled at various JLR infotainment systems. Infotainment teething issues aside, the Velar is successful at its mission of feeling like a true luxury good. It's a comfortable, attractive thing that looks expensive. And it can really nail that last bit, especially the P380 version. Step up the trim level ladder to our test car's aerodynamic house spec, and you're facing a $78,095 bill before adding any options. That's a long way from the base, $50,895 Velar P380, not to mention the $65,195 Velar SP380, the cheapest way to get the V6. Of course, our test vehicle carried a few options on top of the aerodynamic house trim $11,565 worth, including a $3,060, 1,600 watt Meridian audio system, and $1,125 locking rear differential, the $1,380 extended leather package, $870 for 4-zone automatic climate control, and a $580 on/off-road package with off-road specific driving modes. The rest of the cost was tied up in nicer floor mats, ambient interior lighting, an aerodynamic black exterior trim package, a heated windshield, and other assorted knickknacks. Nick some of those knacks, and you'll get the same high style for slightly less.